Okay, Shalom. Like to start out by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and safety to the elect, pushing all over the four corners of the earth. Shalom. Okay, this is quick lesson on the Israelites has to be you so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Americans. Okay, from Judah, Benjamin, Levi on down to Issachar. Okay, we have to be the children of Israel, the chosen children of Yahweh by Shema Shai. Okay, so I'm gonna just read a little bit on the slave ships. Okay, that transported these so-called blacks, you Negroes from Africa to you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, to the North America, okay, and to the Caribbean islands. And the condition of the transporting was a very rough. It was far from comfortable. Okay, the way the Edomites transported us was just a horrible way. Okay, we was chained. We couldn't move. Okay, we a lot of us died and got sick. And guess what Esau did? They just threw us overboard and let the sea creatures devour, consume our bodies. Okay, the dead bodies, and before you even died, like if you was just sick, because they didn't want the other slaves to get sick. And then you can see on the screen where it have like section off where it says women, okay, to the rear, and then it says boys in the middle, and men, from the middle to the front. Okay, so I'm gonna read a little bit from Wikipedia. It says slave ship. It says Atlantic, on the Atlantic slave trade. It says in the early 1600s, more than a century after the arrival of Europeans to the Americas, demanded they demanded for unpaid labor to work plantations, made slave trading a profitable business. The peak time of slave ship of the Atlantic Passage was between the 18th and early 19th century, when large plantations, not just any types of plantation, not a small plantation, it says large plantations, okay, developed in the southern colonies of North America, right? Okay, so you had big boy slave owning going on down in the southern regions, okay, of the United United States, okay. South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, you know, all these down south. Okay, you had slaves up north also, but it was big business down in the south. Okay, it says that let me go back up. It says they demanded for unpaid labor to work plantations, made slave trading a profitable business. So you know that they planned it out. Okay, they planned this out. We need a profitable business, okay, that's gonna bring us large amount of money, okay, to make the rich get richer, and the rich get wealthy, and the wealthy become the elites of the left hand side of the wicked, okay, which you Israelites were the tool and the manpower to make that happen. Okay. It says the peak time of slave trade in the Atlantic Passage was between the 18th and the early 19th century, when large plantations developed in the southern colonies of North America. To ensure profitability, the owners of slave ships divided their hulls into holds with little headroom. These the slave ships. They divided and with little headroom so they could transport as many slaves as possible. Okay, and the conditions was horrible. It says dehydration, okay, led to a high mortality rate, on average 15% and up to a third of captives. Often the ship carried hundreds of slaves who were chained tightly to plank boards. So here it is, you chained up. You had very little headroom, enough room, just to pick your head up a little bit. That's it. Okay? And just like on the image you see on the screen. So imagine, being riding on a ship, that ship rocking, moving. Okay, and you land on wood. You see? It says, for example, the slave ship Henrietta Marie carried about 200 slaves on the large middle passage that were confined to cargo holds, with each slave chain with little room to move. So you chain up with little room to move on the travel. Okay. The most significant routes of the slave trade led from the northwestern and western coast of Africa to South America and the southeast coast of what is today the United States and the Caribbean. That's what we was brought to. Okay, and it says as many on this side of the slave trade. It says as many as 20 million Africans, which were Israelites, were transported by ship. See? Transported by ship. Okay? It says the transportation of slaves from Africa to America was known as the Middle Passage and the Triangular Trade. That's right. So this prophecy of us going into this captivity right here that I'm reading, it came to pass. And this is a prophecy that came to pass, okay? In Deuteronomy 28, this don't fit anyone else. Let me keep reading. It says, this is under the conditions on slave ships. It says the owners of slave ships did their best to hold as many enslaved people as possible by cramming, chaining, and selectively grouping slaves to maximize space and make travel more profitable. You see, so everything was about getting as many as slaves as they could on the ship. They get them over here so that we could serve that hard bondage slavery and make them wealthy, make them filthy rich, make them become more of an elite of Esau on the left hand side. Okay? That was their plan altogether. And guess what? Esau still look at you today as a lower people. They don't look at you as equal. Okay? I'm gonna keep reading. It says it says slaves on board were underfed. So they were underfed and treated brutally, causing many to die before even arriving at their destination. Dead or dying slaves were dumped overboard. See? Dead or dying, you were dumped overboard. Okay? For the sea animals to consume your bodies. Okay? It says These people were not treated as humans, living like animals throughout their long voyages to the new world. See? And Esau look at us still to this day as animals. Okay? You know, the 2/3 of Israel, they go out and carry themselves in an animal type way. You see, their behavior, okay, it goes in with it. But the men that's in the truth, that's following after Yahweh, while Yahweh Shai, we carry ourselves totally different. Okay? Why? Because we are striving to be of the elect of Israel, the righteous of Israel. We're striving to be of the 1/3, the chosen people that's going to enjoy the kingdom. You know, we striving to do what? Receive that crown of life. Okay? And we're going to rule everything Esau think they did to. Don't listen. We're going to rule. We're going to rule in righteousness. That's why it's going to last forever, because it's the kingdom. We're going to rule in righteousness. Okay? But you're going to get it, Esau. You're going to get treated the worst in the kingdom. Let me keep reading. It says, it took an average of 1 to 2 months to complete the journey. The enslaved people were naked and shackled together with several types of chains stored to the floor beneath bunks with little to no room to move due to the cramped condition. Some captains would assign slave guardians, so they assign other slaves to watch over and keep the other slaves in check. They spent a large portion of their time pinned to floorboards, which would wear skin on their elbows down to the bone. See, you don't have no room to move. You chained up. You pinned down. Okay, and guess what? Your elbows is rubbing raw. Okay, because you on that wood, remember? And they just rubbing. Okay, you got water dumping over. You got water. You know what I'm saying? You get, man. That's a harsh condition. Okay, you know. Um. So let me read. Yeah, that's enough. I'm gonna read a couple of scriptures, and but they got the list of slave ships. It got Antelope. It got the different slave ships, Brooks. But you can look it up. But I'm gonna read a couple of scriptures, and because we was made to serve this hard bondage. After when we went off and wouldn't hearken to Yahweh by Shema Shai. You see, so that's the punishment that He put us in. You know, and you Egyptians are not the Israelites, because Exodus cut that. Exodus 1 and 14, start at 13. Exodus 1 and 13, yeah, it cuts that. I'm gonna read that before I get into it says Exodus 1 and 13, and the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor. So the Egyptian made the children of Israel to serve. So they can't be the chosen people. The curses don't fit them. Okay, they made us serve. Okay, and you keep reading. It says the next verse. Uh, it says, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage. See, with hard bondage in mortar and in brick and in all manner of services in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor. See, so we serve hard bondage up under the Egyptians. So they can't be the children of Israel. Okay, this is Deuteronomy 28. 28 and 32, it says, thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thy eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in their hand. So how are your sons and daughters given to another people? Well, when on the slave ships and you get on them auction blocks where the son may go this way with this owner, the daughter with that owner, okay? You may go to this owner, your wife, with another one. Okay, ain't nothing you could do. You in chains. You in chains and got uh, uh, Esau on your back. Okay, chaining you up. So you had no might, no power. So what were we gonna do? We couldn't do anything. Okay, that's why we have to call on Yahweh Shema Shah now, so that He can deliver the elect of Israel and set us in the kingdom. Okay, well we're gonna rule forever and ever. Okay, it says I'm gonna jump down. This is verse 48. It says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. See, so we're gonna we had to serve our enemies that the Lord sent to us. Why did the Lord send it? Because we didn't hearken unto Yahweh by Shema Shah. Okay? It says, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. Nakedness. Well, when we was reading on the article, it said what? We was chained up naked. Okay? Um, It said, in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Okay? Who did that fit? Did it fit Esau? No. Did it fit the Egyptians? No. Did it fit Moab? No. Did it fit the Hamites? No. Did it fit Elam? No. It only fit the children of Israel. You so-called blacks, Latino, Native American. That's who it fit. Okay, and this prophecy came to pass. Okay? That's why we look for the prophecies. Okay? It says, and the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. That's right. And that was you Edomites. Okay? And because we spoke Hebrew and we didn't understand the shit language you got us talking today. Okay? It says a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. Esau show no favor. Well, in the kingdom, we ain't gonna show no favor. Okay? But this is your history on how you treated the children of Yahweh Shema Shah. But guess what? It's coming right back. It's gonna be worse. Gonna wish you had never touched us. Okay? Let me jump down to verse 64. No, Salakia. 68, it says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. So here it is, the cargo slave ship. The Lord said He's going to bring us into Egypt again. Egypt represent bondage, right? Okay, so bring us into this hardcore bondage, this slavery with ships, the cargo slave ships. Okay, it says, by the way thereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. Right. So we ain't gonna see our homeland. And it says, and there ye shall be sold. See, sold on auction blocks. Wasn't we sold on auction blocks? Okay, with noose upon our neck, chains upon our neck. Okay, and there ye should be sold unto your enemies. And we were sold unto our enemies, right? Because only your enemy would do people like this. Only your enemy would treat people like this. Will pack them up, chain them up with only little headroom to move. And then the dead and the dying, meaning they ain't dead yet, we can just cast them overboard. Just throw them over in the sea. Okay? Oh boy, I tell you. Okay, let me keep reading. It says, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. See? So ain't nobody gonna be able to get us out of that. But it's just something quick on the slave ships. Like I said, it lists the name of the ship, so you can look them up. Antelope. You can look up these different ships. The name of these ships. Brooks that brought these so-called blacks, Benjamin, Levi, Judah. Okay, brought us you Israelites over to the Caribbeans and South America. Okay, and this prophecy was fulfilled, and Yahweh Shema Shai, he punished us because we didn't hearken to Yahweh Shema Shai, you know. But guess what? All these curses gonna flip on our enemies, okay? And we're gonna receive the kingdom, and we're gonna rule forever. We're gonna take the kingdom, okay, and we're gonna rule forever, okay? You know. Um, Yeah, so with that, I'm going to close it out. I'd like to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and safety to the elect. Shalom.